Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah. So 2024, this is February, March, and I'm going to go for task 3, which is a database task. We're going to prepare some reports. Our currency should be the same currency, so we can use any currency we like. And however, decimal places should always be 2 decimal places. Examine this file and identify the most important field as a primary field. So we don't have a primary field given in the question, we have to select it ourselves, and using a database software, let's import this file now and make sure that we follow the following field names and data type. To do so, right click, new, and let's open a database, and let's immediately import the file. I'll go external, new, from file, text file, browse, and I'm going to go to my folder, and inside my paper source files, and it should be games. So I'll look for games. Okay, it's always delimited whenever it changes, and most of the time the first row contain field names. And remember, go advanced, double check that always the date is DMY or UK date for making sure that no errors will exist later. And now game title should be text, release here should be number, integer. We can follow this by going next. Game's title is a text, release here it's an integer, no decimal places, and all these are text, and the price should be currency. So text, as you can see here, text, and the price it should be currency, and later we will set it once we finish the table into 2 decimal places. And text, and now global sale should be double since we have 2 decimal places, and the rank should be integer. Okay, so text, global should be double, and the rank should be integer. Next, what about primary key? Should we allow the access to add a field here as a primary key or choose our own from the table? Depend on the question. The question says select the most appropriate field as the primary key. That means we'll look here which one has no duplication, and games code is a candidate, one of the fields that contain no duplication, as you can see here. So I'll select the games code. Next, finish. Immediately we go where? Design view to double check that we add the rest of the store and display issues here. So what we need, the currency should be the currency we decide and 2 decimal places. So I'll click on currency. Down here I will select one of the currencies. They didn't specify a specific one. Decimal places should be 2. What else? Global sale should be also double, remember, and it should be 2 decimal places. Global sales, double is always 2 decimal places, but to double check that and make sure that we enforce it, we always make this one fixed. So the format is always double, fixed, 2, or 1, or 3. It doesn't matter. Whenever you put fixed, it will follow whatever you put here in the decimal place. Do we have anything else? No. Integer is always integer, and we need to save the data and of course provide some evidence. And the evidence, we should find the field names, data types, and the primary key of this table, and this is step number 11. So we'll put this evidence under step number 11, and make sure that you are in design view, of course, and take a screenshot of this part. Remember, the table name is very important, and the field names. We need to open up now the evidence file, and step 11 here, this is our table, nice and clean. What else? Another file which is classification should be also imported, and we use the field names and data type provided, so they save us the hassle of selecting the data type. So I'll close this one, go from file, text file, and this table is classification, so classification. Next, always delimited. Next, first row contain, as you can see here, field names and the data type are given already, as you can see here. This one is a long integer, short text, and short text. I'll move on. What about the primary key? Do we have a specific primary key, which is the H code? So select H code, next, finish, and that's it. We don't even need to go into design view because we don't have anything to add there. Do we need a screenshot? Yes, we need a screenshot as well to show the field names and data types. So I'll go design view only for the screenshot. This is classification, and I'll make sure that I take the name, data types, step 12. Here we go. import another one which is genre as a new table, and also we use the field names and the type provided. Also simple way of importing. So I'll close this one, external, and I'll follow the same steps, but this time I will select genre. Always delimited. Next, field names contains, yes. Next, text, nothing to change. What about the primary key? It says that it should be gen code, so select gen code here as a primary key, and that's it. Do I need evidence? Yes, place an evidence under evidence 13. So genre, design view, and this part, and this time it's evidence 13. Okay. Next, let's create a one-to-many relationship between the tables to make sure that we can use all of them in the same report. First of all, let me close the table, go database tools, relationship, and in the right here we have the tables. I'm just going to add them, make sure that everything appears, and let's follow the question. Gen code in the genre table should be with gen code in the games table, gen code in the genre table with gen code in the games table. So the relationship is actually one-to-many. And while you are here, make sure that you have the screenshot ready. Okay, this one should be 14, evidence 14. So I'll just place it there, my first box for the screenshot. And the 8 code should be with the 8 code in the classification and games table. So where is the 8 code in the classification, and where is the 8 code in the games table? And while we are here, I'll just take a screenshot of also this box and save, and I'll place it also under here. For cleaning the evidence, I'll just push both of them down here to make sure that both of them are actually in the same page, and save your evidence, and let's go back. Number 15, let's add a record directly in the table. We don't need a form for this. What table? It should be games table. To do so, first of all, let's save and close the relationship. Open the games table. Down there we can actually add a record. So I'll click here, and I'll start now typing or copying the information one by one. I'll pause the video until I finish, and then we come back again. And the last one is 203. Save your record. Then I have an extra record. Do you need any kind of a screenshot or evidence? No, just make sure that it's saved. So make sure it's saved and close the table. Now, using all three tables, let's produce a tabular report. And remember, to produce a report, we need first to produce a query and make sure that these informations are filtered in the query. So to start the query, I will send the same field we need later in the report for simplicity and for sending less number of fields. So I'll create a query and send these fields, and later the same field will be sent in the query in the report. So let's go create query wizard, and we have the three tables here, and let's send them in order. Games title, genre, age category, games title, genre. Where is the genre? And what else? Age category, release year, age category, and we need the release year. Where is it? Where is the release year? Yes. And console type and rank. Console type and rank. Here we go. Next, finish. Immediately I will go where? Design view to filter. As you can see how many we have so far, 498 record. Once we filter, it will be less than that. To filter, I'll go back again to the first step. It says that the console, it should begin with a text Cyrus. So the console type should start with Cyrus. So under console type, which is this one, I'll put Cyrus, and since it says start with it, I will put a star after it. I don't care what's after it. I need it to start with Cyrus, and I will run to double check. That is working fine. Yes. Okay. Next, release year should be 2010 or later, or greater than or equal 2010. So under release year, I say greater than or equal 2010. Run, yes, everything greater than 2010 appears here. And that's it for the query. Once you start sorting orientations and the rest, all of them should be where in the report. So I'll immediately go create and select my report. I'll save my query and I will send them. Since I send them already in the query in order, I'll just send them as they are. Next, no grouping, so all of them should be in the same box as you can see here. Same box, no grouping. Ascending and descending or sorting should always be done later. Portrait, landscape, we can set it from here, so I'll just look and it should be a portrait, so I'll make it portrait. Next, the title of the report, do I have a title? Yes, this is the title of the report, so I'll copy it from now, even though we can do it later, but since we are here, let's do it and finish it. And this is my report. Immediately I will go design view, layout view to make sure that everything appears. As you can see, some of them here are missing, some of them here are missing, so make sure that everything appear without any kind of missing words between them. Okay, so just push to the right a little bit, and genre as well, go to the right, make it smaller, increase this one a little bit, move it to the left. Okay, and you have this one as well, the rank is not appearing. Console type can go to the right here, and this is also, make sure that you are stick with this dashed, and release here now appears and fine. So everything looks fine as you can see. So what we need, they say that sort it, which we skip it, if you remember, sorted that into ascending order of rank. So I'll go here while I'm still in the layout view, you'll find group and sort, add a sort, and it should be ascending of rank. So I will select the field rank, ascending in smallest to largest, and I'll hide it. Fit on a single page, we'll see later. Include the title, we have done it. Has your name, center number on the report, that means anywhere, but it's good always to make sure that whenever we do this, we put it here in the page footer, since it will appear in each and every page, even though this report is one page, but it's a good practice always to put your information here. So I will place my information here. Let's go print preview and look. So as you can see, one of one, only one page, and my information appear down there and everything looks fine. Save and print your report. I'll just print it as a PDF since I don't have a printer here. So I'll select Microsoft PDF, and I'll make sure that I'll just call it report 1. I will store it in my folder. In the exam, they will give you the specific printer that you should use. And now I can close it safely after I save it. Next, using field from the game table and classification, produce another tabular report. So another query is needed. Whenever they need a report, the first thing you think of is query wizard. And as usual, I will take advantage of the field needed later in the report to send them here as well. So I will skip this part and move into the field that needed to send them in the query. So I'll go games title, 8 category, global sales, games title, games title should be here somewhere. Yes, and avoid taking from the previous query, by the way. Never take a query from another query. So it should be games title, 8 category, global sales, 8 category and global sales. Okay, where is 8 category? Maybe in the classification, and we need global sales, should be here somewhere. And game publisher, console type, game publisher and console type, and price and sales 100%, and we need the price. Sales 100%, you won't find it because we're going to create it here, as you can see, inside the report, and it will appear on the report and on this query only as a runtime. Okay, so now we're done. Next, finish it. Where we go? Design view, and we go back again into this step. Okay, game's title should include the text Thomas. Include the text, that means we should put it between stars. So where is game's title? Start Thomas and then star, and then I will run. Every game that has Thomas inside it will appear, as you can see. What else? 8 code should be C3 or C7. Do we have 8 code here? 8 code, we don't have it here, so I can add it from here only in the query. Later we will never send it where to the report, so I'll just add it from here. Double click, it will appear here. It's C3 or C7. Run, double check, only C3 and C7 appear, and we have a 41 records. And what we need to do here, contain a new field called sales underscore percentage, and this one should be calculated at runtime. That means it should appear in this query and the report only. It should display the percentage sales for each game. In this selection, the total number of games sold was 354. Use a global sales, so this is the important part. So global sales divided by 354, then multiplied by 100. So we need to create this new field. How we can do this? You can always go here, right click, build, and it should be global underscore sales divided by 354. So I'll type global sales divided by 354, and I'll put in between brackets since I need them to multiply it by what? Multiplied, where is it? Multiplied by 100. Okay, so multiply it now by 100. Okay, so I'll make sure that division happens first and then the multiplication. That's why I put it between brackets. Okay, and click OK. It will appear now, except that we need to change the name of it. Remember that they say that the name should be sales underscore percentage. So I'll just change now the name into sales underscore percentage after I copy it. Let me copy this. Okay, and then let's run it and test that it appears. Yes, it's good. However, so many decimal places. Do we need to change the decimal places? Yes, format this field to display with 2 decimal places only, and to do so you need to go to the property of this field, and we have the format, and we always set it for fixed and 2 decimal places. Run, and now we're good. Okay, now we can happily go and move into the report part, which is this part. Okay, so I'll save my query, go create, and then go into report. I'll send all of them. Next, no grouping, all of them in the same box. Next, all of them in the same box. Next, if you have any kind of sorting, we'll do it later. Next, let's check the orientation. Now we can check it from here. It should be landscape, so I'll make it a landscape orientation. Next, what about the title? Do you have a title here? Include the title Junior Thomas Games. So just copy this and place it here. So the only part that we skip here is this part, which is the sorting. It's better always to do the sorting after you finish your report. Okay, that's why I skipped this part here. Okay, so finish it, immediately go layout view. First of all, before we do the sorting, let's make sure that everything appears. No hashtag, no missing titles. Okay, we'll push this one like this. Using the arrow in my keyboard, I'll just make sure that this appears. Okay. So now it's good. Everything appears. Each and every field appears. Now we do the sorting. The sort into ascending order of console type. To do the sort, we have it here. Make sure you are in layout view as well. Make sure that you go here, and let's add the sort. The sort should be ascending order of console type. So I'll just, from the sort, I'll select console type. Ascending order means A to Z, and it should be descending order of global sales. So we'll add another salt, and this type should be, this time it's a global sales, and it should be descending. Descending means it should be from largest to smallest, and here we go. I can hide it to see my report. This looks fine. Page orientation landscape, I've done this. Fit on a single page, that means all of them should be in one page only. The title, I've done it. Calculate the average price and place it below the price column. To calculate the average price, I'll go click on the numbers here, or the values of the price, right click, go total, and then I'll find average, and it will be placed here. Do we need a title for this? Format this value as currency with 2 decimal places. So right click and go properties of these fields, and in the format I'll make sure it's currency and 2 decimal places, which is already there, and has the label average game price visible to the left. To add the label, I can right click on the number I get, set caption, and I'll just change the caption name. Make sure that I'll use the name given, and make sure that it's closer to the number, and that's it. Has your name, center number, candidate number in the footer in the report, so it appears in the same position on every page. That means we do it in the page footer. So I'll go design view. This is the page footer here, you can see. So I can add my information in the page footer, and always whenever you add them in the page footer, they will appear in each and every page. Okay, and save and print your report. Save my report. I'm going to print it just using Microsoft PDF printer, a local printer, and this time I'll call it report 2, and we're good. What else? Place in your evidence, which is, it will be evidence 17, a screenshot showing the database formula you have calculated the average price with, and make sure that the formula is fully visible. And to see the formulas, we need to go into design view. This is your formula, make sure it's visible, and you take a screenshot, and it should be evidence 17, which is the formula we have used. Make sure that it's visible. Okay, and that's it for the database.